Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video reaction. My name is Dee Burns, and this is Okay, Here is the Story. So, this video, I'm going to be reacting to Brandon Hart's new song called Space Trash, and it's featuring Tom Macdonald, which I just learned that Brandon Hart and Tom Macdonald are best friends, and I did not know that, and that's awesome. I didn't know that. So, it was kind of cool to see that Tom's, he helps out his friends, so that's cool. So let's get into the song. I haven't heard it. I haven't seen the video, so I'm kind of excited to get into it. Here we go.
What if the big one came and turned the clocks back? I bet we leave some pretty good space trash. Whole thing gone in a minute flat. No more Starbucks, no more Big Macs, no more strip malls, just a black hole. No more blue rock that we call home. No more governments, no more politics, no more fake news, no more arguing. Oh, whoa, whoa, we looked up, and my God, what have we done? We wasted the best thing we ever had on division and made up facts. When it's gone, we don't get it back. Be remembered on how we act. Space trash.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop that there for a second. There's a couple things I want to say. First of all, in that verse, he talks about Starbucks and Big Macs. It's kind of funny, but it's not, because the way our society is today, that would probably be the concern. Yeah, we've got comets coming that are going to destroy the earth, but we're worried about how we're going to get our Starbucks and our Big Macs. I mean, Brandon Hart, amazing voice. I did not realize that he had such a wonderful voice. I love his voice. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. And then I want to talk about the people that were in the street. Okay, it looks like they're like on a cul-de-sac. I just want to say, when we lived back in Iowa, as a hobby, I did some storm chasing, tornado chasing. And because, that's what you do in Iowa, so that everybody knows where the tornadoes are. I will say that, and I think this is a Midwest thing. I don't see it happening in many other areas, but if there's a tornado warning, people are outside standing in their yard looking up at the sky, and the clouds are kind of a greenish yellow, and the clouds are swirling, and people are just looking. And I will say, when I did that, my boys, they were little, they would get so mad at me. They'd be like, "You got to get in here and get in the basement." I'm like, "No, it's okay." So it's kind of funny that he has people out, because I feel like that is our human reaction, is like, we want to go outside and look up in the sky and see what's going on. So, okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit here, and we'll pick it up.
On division and made up facts. When it's gone, we don't get it back. Be remembered on how we act. Space trash. What if the big one came and turned the clocks back? I bet we'd do anything to stop that. Whole world strong, we try to fight back. We probably do a little more than a hashtag. How about we get the best from our planet and send a group to the moon to diffuse all the panic and the views of the truth until we don't understand it? How about we do a little more than we're actually planning? It's just a bunch of scrap metal.
Can you even imagine? Can you imagine if something like this were to happen? Seeing all those comets and everything, I'm assuming it's comets, in the sky. God, that would be so scary. Man, I can't even imagine. Great picture there.
That we kill each other for, and your newest iPhone won't matter anymore. Oh, whoa, whoa, we looked up, and my God, what have we done? We wasted the best thing we ever had on division and made up facts. When it's gone, we don't get it back. Be remembered on how we act. Space trash. Space
only thing I know for sure is that tomorrow isn't promised. Yesterday's forgotten, tomorrow could be a coffin. It could start out with a coffin spread all over the continent, or be bombs that they drop and they tryna profit from politics. Stop and acknowledge it, talk before we run out of oxygen. We were all put here to love, but we've been doing the opposite. Tell our kids it's a comet, we know damn well it's a rocket, and we got nowhere to go. We can't escape on a rocket ship, and everybody's different, but we're all made of bones. We tear each other apart when we need each other the most. We'll find out what we have in common when the whole world explodes, and nobody's right or wrong, cause we'll all just be ghosts.
Oh, whoa, whoa, we looked up, and my God, what have we done? We wasted the best thing we ever had on division and made up facts. When it's gone, we don't get it back. Be remembered on how we act. Space trash. Space trash. When it's gone, we don't get it back. Space trash. Space trash. When it's gone, we don't get it back.
Well, there's a lot to take in that video and think about. Wow. So, typical Tom Macdonald fashion, he said a lot of things in a really short amount of time. I liked it when he said we're all bones. And that is so true. We may be different on the outside, but inside we're all bones. We all bleed red. You know, if we could just remember that, instead of hating on each other and being negative towards each other, if we could just remember we all have bones, we all bleed red. And at the end of the day, we're all human. We're human. We should love on each other more than hate on each other. It takes so much, I think it takes so much more energy to hate on each other than it does to love on each other. And, you know, that was a really good song. And then Tom also said, we tear each other apart when we need each other the most. And I will say that there's 2 times in my life when I feel like and I can only speak for America. I don't know about other countries, but there was 2 times when we really came together as a country. And some of you probably won't remember this because, you know, you're my kid's age. You're in your 24, 25, 26. And you guys were really little when this happened. Was 9/11. You know, when whatever you believe who attacked the Twin Towers, at the end of the day, there were planes flown into the Twin Towers. We can all remember that day. And I remember, I would say there was at least a week, probably more, that I can remember that we all came together as Americans. It didn't matter if you lived in New York or you lived in LA. We were all Americans at that point. And it wasn't whites versus blacks or, you know, Muslims versus, you know, Jews. I mean, we were all one, and we were all experiencing the same tragedy and going through it together. And I wish we could get that back. Not that I want a tragedy to happen, but I wish we could get that feeling back and just come together as a country and just love each other. And, you know, just help. If you can help somebody, just help them. You know, it makes me so sad. And then the other moment was when COVID hit. I feel like it was a very short amount of time, but I remember seeing a lot of news stories about restaurants that were giving food away. You know, they were taking food out of their fridge and just had, at least here in Milwaukee, they had it in bags and they were telling people, just come down and get it. We'll give it to you. And, you know, I've said before I was in the food industry, and I worked for Western Sizzlin', which is in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and it's a buffet. And I can tell you all the nights that we closed and there was so much food left on the buffet and they ended up just throwing it away. And I asked about it one time. I said, "Can I just like bag this stuff up and take it to like a homeless shelter or some kind of a shelter that people could eat it?" And I was told no, because if something happens and somebody gets sick or dies, we're liable. And that upsets me because for me, one of my passions is hunger and making sure people are fed. You come over to my house, that's the first thing I'm going to ask you when you walk in the door. Are you hungry? Or when you go to leave, do you have something to eat for supper tonight? Do you want something? I can fix something real quick. That is how I am when it comes to hunger. And I feel in this country, nobody in this country should go hungry because we have so much food, and we learned that at the beginning of COVID. So I don't know. I thank you, Brandon Hart. You have an amazing voice. This was a great song to be introduced to you by. It was kind of funny because as I was watching the video, I was thinking, man, he looks just like my oldest son, Hunter. They look very similar. And Hunter doesn't have that voice, but as much as I love Hunter, that's not the voice he has. But it was good. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Brandon. Great job. And I hope that you guys continue to collaborate because obviously you've got great music. So, well, that's it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you at the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, make a comment. I like your comments, and trust me, I read every single comment and I try to reply to all of them. So thank you, everybody. Bye.